All right. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Wednesday, April 4th, 2023. It's 9:34 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So right now, Arizona desert is in Pacific Standard Time. Always best time of year is when those two match, when MST and or MDT, I guess, or there really is no difference. Well, Mountain Time and Pacific Time are the same. That is a beautiful holiday in itself. So I'm celebrating that today. That Mountain Time is now Pacific Standard or Pacific Daylight Time, I guess. Anyway, with that said, once again, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is a beautiful Tuesday, April 4th, 9:34 a.m. here in Arizona and in California. And as Ann says, metals are rising. And they are. We'll take a look at that. So, looking at bitcoinreview.com, got more for you there. Check it out. Let's look at the crypto universe in squares. As you can see, a bit of a green day today. Not powerfully green, it's just green, but it's green enough. It's good. Some things are starting to move. I like it. DOGE up 25% last 24 hours, kind of going sideways right now. We're going to deep dive on DOGE as we go through this, but basically the crypto universe in squares is looking pretty darn good. Looking at REX last hour, 1.63 billion. People are not trying too hard with today's volatility. They kind of already got wiped, so we're not seeing a lot of longs and shorts stacked right now. With leverage, last 24 hours, a slight high above 100. If you get 100 above 100 million, that's kind of people trying pretty hard to long and short and getting wrecked, or extreme volatility that was unexpected in the market, at least by those long and shorting, and they got wrecked anyway. 171 million, slightly high. So recently, not trying too hard. Last 24 hours, trying a little bit too hard, too long and short, and getting wrecked. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly last 24 hours, 4.5 billion. That isn't much, which does explain the higher wrecks, because basically that's not enough volume to really keep the big money from pushing the market around as it would so desire. Looking at FinViz, today sucks, but for the S&P 500, it was doing pretty good, but now it's not. So the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500, ain't no two ways about it. They're jumping today so far. It's young. It's a young day, but still, Dow down 0.81, NASDAQ down 0.59, S&P 500 down 0.71. Looking at the S&P 500 with a little bit of, all sectors except healthcare and healthcare plans, medical devices, diagnostic research, utilities. Not surprising. Anyway, in general, just kind of a crappy day in the market. So we'll see how that goes. The day is still young. We'll see how that shapes up. But looking at the big stuff today, oil, a lot of news about oil, is going to increase in price, which makes sense. I mean, I think it kind of has to. We can only sort of, fake out reality so long. But basically, oil was sideways in this nice range here. You kind of see here, people were just getting these beautiful swing trades, buying and selling. It was sideways. Oil was doing quite well. Then, of course, it dumped, but it came back with a vengeance. But if we do look, there's a lot of predictions of oil going to go through the roof. This is basically a U.S. oil spot. That's what I look at to see this. And it did pump recently on the daily, but it has kind of hit the expected top of this range. My guess is that we'll probably just see it start doing like this now, basically. And then the swing traders will just be, making the gorgeous money on this. Because if you do look at it, I mean, here's oil, and we won't talk about oil too long, but just if we do like that, sometimes you can see things a little bit more clearly, and then boom. So if we look at that, what almost is, if we look at this range, this daily, what is almost destined to happen next? A leg down, almost, well, I'm not going to say for sure, but that's my opinion. So I think oil probably, with the current recent, trepidation, craziness out there, amongst the BRIC nations and the Ukrainian conflict, Ukrainian proxy war, yes, oil did pump, but I think we'll probably just go back to the range it was in. Just my take on it. I don't think that the great big pump that's probably coming, where we hit $100 a barrel plus, maybe, it's not quite here yet. Give it a few weeks. So US dollar index, DXY, another downwards channel day in the red. That's good. I know that probably sounds crazy, but it gives the market a little bit of room to move. although the big indexes are not really reflecting this dump here in the market. Looking at S&P 500, it's staying above the 314 moving average on the daily. I like seeing that, but of course we have a red candle today. Indexes are not doing so great. Let's hope we stay above that 314. That would really be spiffy if you ask me. Looking at Bitcoin on the daily, well, it's a green day here as far as the daily candle goes. And a gnat just flew in my mouth. It is gnat season in the desert. You can't see it, but I'm surrounded by them. They come out. All right, so looking at gold, massive green spike today. Silver, massive green spike. And what I wanted to mention is for both of these, gold has definitely beaten, I think, that previous high that it had and found support there. Silver is now beating that recent high that it had. So that's just something to note. I mean, that's pretty darn good. So it's good to see. Let's see how things continue. But gold and silver today, not sure why, but they really are moving hardcore. So DXY dumping, S&P 500 dumping, Bitcoin holding strong enough. But the silver and gold definitely making a crazy move. Oil pumped like crazy yesterday, and I think just returned to the sideways channel that it's going to be in. We'll see how it goes. All right, looking at Bitcoin in general, the longs and shorts, the Rex have not been too massive, except for this morning around like April 3rd, around like what that have been 1 p.m. Mountain Pacific time till about 2:15. Definitely saw a big dump, and that did waste a lot of longs. But nobody's really stacked up since then too much. Definitely seeing some longs liquidated today. It's a bit choppy. So anyway, but mostly business as usual. Some spikes have come in and definitely wrecked longs and shorts. So and that kind of reflected back there in the other chart. But right now, we'll see how that goes. I think people are tired of getting wrecked, and they're kind of just going to let Bitcoin get a better support up or down. Or a better trend up and down before they just wreck themselves more. Looking at Binance and the top 20 exchanges, all in the green, looking pretty good. Derivatives, 63 billion. Now that's a good day actually. So for longs and shorts, so 50 billion is good. 60s is really great. 70s is amazing. Like I say, when you start getting above 50, really into 50s are usually safe, but I've noticed once you hit 60s, 70s, as far as the billions, there's definitely a good chance of Judgment Day. So be watchful. There's not a lot of volume. It would be quite easy for the exchanges to wipe these longs and shorts out and just make some money basically. Looking at Bitcoin, 28,072. I'll take it. Top 100 looking pretty okay. We're seeing more green than red, so basically the alts are beginning to make moves. Anything particularly exciting? A rocket pool. Well, SNX and RPL are looking pretty good. Thorchain, I always like Thorchain. Rune, the name is very cool. Doge really going crazy. So let's see how this rolls. Definitely the alts are beginning to see some movement today. And I think they're riding on a kind of a sideways healthy Bitcoin. So that's probably why we're seeing some alts make a nice move. Looking at longs and shorts, the bias is short right now on Binance. So longs 47%, shorts 52%. Looking at Bitcoin explicitly here in the 15-minute chart, really it's been kind of ranging sideways for quite a while. Let's actually go to a 45, and you can get rid of the ATR cave there. And let me go look at just this. And then actually let's go to a 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, it's nice in the 4-hour, way back on the, March 23rd, we broke above that 203.14 moving average, had a nice upwards movement, and right now, if I look at it, for the most part, this is what we're seeing right now. We're just seeing kind of, a sideways action here. So Bitcoin just basically riding sideways, and the big money that knows what's going on is selling that top and buying that bottom, or shorting the top and long in the bottom, however they so desire to do so. So the nice thing is on a 4-hour chart, this is a nice healthy spot to be in for people to to trade some alts and make gains, definitely against USDT or against Bitcoin, whichever they would like to. Right now on the 4-hour chart, it's in a squeeze. We'll see which way it's going to go. It's either going to go back to the green or to the red. Directional index is in the red, and ultimately, if we do look, volume right now on the 4-hour chart is not Bitcoin's friend. It just keeps on dumping. So beware. It would not surprise me if, especially with low volume like we're seeing, we saw a dump to the 200 on the 4-hour chart and then a bounce. That definitely could happen. Now, with that said, let's look at all this on the my favorite, the 45-minute chart. And as you can see, directional index is sorry about that. Directional index is on the way up. This is good to see. So directional index is on the way up. I'm sorry, squeeze is on the way up. Directional index is kind of indifferent. Volume on the way down, basically trending down. Bitcoin's kind of struggling with the 200 and the 314 right now. The white is the 200, the green is the 314. So right now we're in a spot that I never like to be in. Honestly, as far as trading, I'm very careful here when Bitcoin's ranging between the 200 and the 314 like that, or really when anything is. I ultimately find that to be bearish and kind of weak. So definitely watch out for that. I really would like to see Bitcoin either, just freaking lose it and say, all right, and just get it over with, or actually break above that 200 and make a move and keep going. Really, even on the 45-minute chart here, even if we were to do something like this, like just, break above a little bit and start riding above it and then move up a little bit and start going sideways, even that would be, just fine too. But right now we're kind of in a volatile spot that to me is kind of hard to trade, hard to read. Looking at the, let's look at an hourly chart, 1-hour chart. On a good note, the 45-minute chart is a very immediate price action. But on the hourly chart, we are above the 200 moving average, and it does appear that we probably are, after making a little run, coming down, testing, probably bounced there. So hourly chart looking pretty good. Directional index is in the red. Squeeze indicator is looking good, but also ultimately volume is just not really too exciting. So just beware. We're kind of a low energons day for Bitcoin. Honestly, if it can stay above the 200 on the hourly chart and get a little bit of distance, Bitcoin, could you kind of get up here and go sideways, rather than just scrape along the 200 moving average? That would be just great. I'll send you a memo later, Bitcoin, and you can kind of get with the program. So with that said, any news that's interesting right now? Interesting one there. Banking crisis could spark the first extended duration Bitcoin bull market, says Swan, Bitcoin CEO. Sure, I'll take it. I like the idea. Sounds good to me. Let's look at the daily. Real quick, I've been kind of curious. That's a weekly chart. Let's look at a daily chart. One thing is the MACD has flipped negative on the daily. That's definitely going to create downwards pressure. So we definitely want to see the tangent of this MACD turn positive and have the MACD cross the signal again, the blue cross the red. Right now we're kind of going in the wrong direction, so we definitely need some energy here to make that happen, because right now that's not where we want to be. That's going to in general cause a downwards tendency for Bitcoin for sure. So daily chart kind of weak. Now, looking at some alts, DOGE, as we all know, Elon over there at Twitter switched the Twitter icon to Doge, and of course we saw this initial, crap storm pump. And what I do note here, looking at the body of these candles, not so much the wicks, but Bitcoin, Dogecoin on the daily chart has broken above previous resistance, a previous high, I should say, really. And now we have a crazy, wicked doji here. If it was red, we'd call it a Darth Maul doji. So, but it's green, so I guess we'll call it an Obi-Wan doji. The forces with it. Looking at this fib retracement here on the daily, I really, honestly, like I say, I never like playing between the 0 and the 236, or the 236 and the 382. If you don't get a .5 bounce, or a .618 bounce, I just find that, it's just not enough certainty for my little world. So right now, let's see. It is moving up. It does look good. It's about the 200 and the 314. It broke the last recent high on the daily chart. I mean, this is pretty crazy. We are in, Lambo land here. It's kind of nutty. Looking at the 8 moving average down here on the daily, we're very, very far from it. It would kind of lend towards a retrace at this point, but let's check out the 4-hour. 4-hour above the 200 and the 314, big move, beginning to kind of get sideways. But ultimately, if you do look, we pretty much have we kind of created a base right here of support, pumped above it, and now came back. Are we going to bounce? Definitely could be. Definitely could be. Let's look at a really immediate price action here on the 45-minute chart. One thing I would say is you're kind of seeing this pump, this sideways action. I tell you what, that is so Bart Simpson pattern looking to me. The directional index is beginning. I'm sorry, the squeeze indicator is beginning to wane. Directional index is on the way down. Volume is decreasing. And as you can see, we pumped. Now we went sideways. And of course, what's next? Boom. Probably a Bart pattern, in my opinion. That's kind of what I'm seeing there on the 45-minute chart. I just wouldn't play this right now. That's just me, my opinion. Looking at this immediate time frame, looking at a fib sequence. Yeah, we're in this weak ass zone. Like I say, I in general don't like anywhere between the 0 and the 382. This whole zone here to me is just kind of weak until you get a 0.5, or a 618 bounce. I'm just kind of out of there. So like I say, most likely, look at the hourly here, most likely, on the hourly, you can really see it. Yeah, directional, I'm sorry, squeeze indicators rolling over, directional index is on the way down, volume's on the way down. I think we all know what's coming. Probably a Bart Simpson completion. So just beware. Definitely that will shake off. I'm not sure if you can do Doge with leverage. I don't know, but that's going to definitely, if so, that's going to destroy the longs probably. Because the exchanges don't want to pay for that. They want to make money. So just get ready. Bam. I think it's coming any moment now. Just saying. Be careful. This is definitely Elon on his WhatsApp, allegedly, messages friends and said, check this out. I'm doing this right now. Get in. And they all got in. And he's like, is everybody in? And then they said, yeah. Then he, posted that. And, some big money made some serious gains, because I love Elon. I don't mind any of this. This is all fine with me. All is fair. And in crypto, love, war, and everything else. Just saying that definitely the people who knew about this, they probably sold at about 30%. And now it's sideways. And it's actually right now they're probably also still above 30%. So I tell you, you're going to see Elon allegedly, okay, is going to WhatsApp all of his friends and be like, all right, guys, you ready? Start to scale out, or if you can do leverage on Dogecoin, they'll be like, load those shorts up, and everyone's in, okay, all right, then boom, he deletes he puts the Twitter logo back on Twitter, and well, many people's hopes and dreams are pretty much FTX'd. Anyway, allegedly. All right, so how's SHIB doing? Because SHIB and Doge, basically SHIB is everything Doge never will be, and SHIB is already it. So I do note that on SHIB here, if I fire up a ray here, looking at the bodies of this previous high, we're kind of above it. I like that. We did not hold it. We're coming down mainly because Doge is. These indicators are rolling over on SHIB, but I would keep an eye on SHIB. Let's just do that. I just would. It doesn't quite have the same Bart pattern going, and I'm just watching it. I'm keeping an eye on SHIB. I think we could see some more action here. Definitely. It made some nice sweet gains. It pumped out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere. It pumped because Dogecoin pumped. But like I say, SHIB is everything that Doge never will be. And like I say, SHIB already is it. And it would not surprise me if we saw a continuation here for SHIB, especially if Doge continues going sideways. And also would not be surprised if we saw something like on this 45-minute chart, a 200 moving average bounce. If we look at the 1 hour, let's see the 1 hour here. Yeah, it's healthy. Oh, the 1 hour, you can almost see a more of a Bart pattern there. And we're starting to roll over. So anyway, just beware. I'm keeping an eye on SHIB because who knows. Sol, I wish this was more exciting. It just is not. Let's look at, let's go back to here. Let's pull this over here. This is like anything interesting to look at. I like Thorchain Ruin versus USDT. Let's look at that. You can play it on Binance or KuCoin. I'm looking at it on KuCoin here. on the 4-hour. Oh, look at that. That's outstanding. Look at that. I like it. So powerful indicators looking good. 4-hour chart. This thing's been sideways. It's given a lot back. It just broke off the 200 moving average above the 314. It's finding support there. It's higher. It's kind of higher, you might say, than a recent high. Kind of this is more of a recent, substantial high, right here. But still, it did break above this one. So definitely, it's looking pretty sweet. Nothing really in its way. Its indicators look great on the 4-hour chart. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. How's that looking? 4-hour chart beginning to cool off. Wait for a retrace here, and definitely ruin might be a continuation. Who else? Lido doubts. Watch LDO. This one here seems to do neat things. LDO, USDT. How you looking? You can play it on Coinbase or Binance. I like it. Broke above recent highs. Indicators are looking just great. Oh yeah. This one, for some reason, the squeeze indicator is not there. It is. We're seeing here. Yeah. Everything is kind of doing this right now. We're kind of in this everything's going to sideways zone here for a minute. I'm going to watch this one. Definitely, I could see a continuation with LDO versus USDT. I don't know what LDO is, but it definitely is it's been sparky recently. Definitely one that can be played. So let's keep an eye on this. It did basically begin giving a lot back. And now it looks like it has decided to start, getting some back. And actually, if I'm, a little bit creative here, I guess I could do a channel here. And I think that's valid enough. Yeah, I do. So make of that what you will. I'll make it a little bit easier to see. Definitely. I think that could be for real. So let's just watch it. It's that mid-range, that upwards channel. You bring in the indicators, you can see we're always looking pretty strong, but I think it's finding resistance there. It's above the 200 moving average. So I'm going to watch this guy here for kind of a move like this, or maybe come down to the 200 and keep going, or maybe just might kind of sparky and just move from here. I'm going to watch it. The indicators are, in my opinion, favor something good happening here, but we might see a retrace first, and that would make sense because in general, a lot of the alts we can see are doing exactly this. It's sideways time after a morning move, So there you go. With that said, let's move on. That's enough looking at alts because you can basically look at them all day. I don't want to keep you all day, but watch for stuff like either we're kind of in this like we're either we pump, now we're dumping mode, like SHIB is doing, or like LDO is doing. We definitely definitely moved up, and now we are sideways, until, for the most part, in my opinion, looking at like the 45-minute chart here, until Bitcoin. I think this is going to predict a lot. If Bitcoin loses the 314 and dumps, or if Bitcoin breaks above that 200, maybe test it and then starts to go sideways above it, then you're going to see a lot of alts just lose their mind. But I really think this is a very volatile spot for Bitcoin. I don't like being between the 200 and 314 like that. To me, it lends to usually be more bearish than bullish. And looking at the hourly chart, on the hourly chart, it is nice. More people do use the hourly than the 45-minute chart. But and as you can see here, where we definitely are finding support on the hourly chart, on the 200 moving average. So that is pretty nice. But the directional index is very weak. Squeeze indicator is not super strong. It's just like I say. I think that we're probably seeing, and I won't redraw it all again because it just takes too long. But like I say, I think that looking at the 4-hour chart, I really think we can see where we are. Just kind of doing a sideways motion there. I think we're we're probably going to continue sideways, just like this. within this range one way or the other, probably. And that's good enough as long as on the 45 and the hourly we can stay above the 200. That's pretty bullish. So since we're still here, let's look real quick at the market again. Directional index is still, DXY is still in the red. Oil's a red candle after a pump yesterday. S&P 500, not a great day. Bitcoin still barely in the green today on the daily candle, but do note that on daily we do have a negative MACD. That's not too powerful. Gold's lost its mind, and silver has totally lost its mind, both clearly breaking recent highs. Looking at, let me fire up FinViz again here. Sorry that I closed that. FinViz, let's look at that. How's FinViz looking? Maybe a bounce here for the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P. It's not too early in the day. I mean, it isn't too late in the day. We could close green. Let's see what happens. But really, I'm a little bit surprised to see the DXY, taking that hit that it did today, and the gold and silver did what I would expect. Bitcoin, it's doing all right, but the big index is dumping. I don't quite understand why they're dumping if the dollar strength index is blowing chunks today. So with that said, a little bit of a PSA. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. Theodore Roosevelt, one of America's original badasses. And just for the record, the only woman who never makes mistakes is the man who, the only woman who never makes mistakes is the woman who never does anything, and along with the man. So the only man or woman who never makes mistakes is the man or woman who never does anything. Anyways, this is true. So you're here, you're doing stuff, keep after it. This is a very interesting time in world history, geopolitically. And if you're getting after it, if you're trying to make some money in crypto, or you just believe that every Bitcoin Satoshi you own makes the world a better place, it's a bet on that optimism. It's a statement. It's a prayer. Every Bitcoin Satoshi you own is a prayer. It is. It's creative. And as it says in the Bible, my word will not come back empty. It will not. So your prayer will not. So you're doing something important. Stay positive. I like this. I saw this today by Julio Coleo. I think he wrote the 4 Agreements. Is that what he did? I'm not sure. One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you've always wanted. Do it now. Definitely get after it. Keep getting after it. You're doing something. I think it's wonderful. That makes you a real Bitcoin truth seeker. Every Bitcoin Satoshi is a prayer. It truly is for the optimism of humanity. The world being a better place, a beautiful sci-fi future. That prayer will not come back to you void. I guarantee it. And what else? Oh, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Ain't that the damn truth? So I'm hoping for I'm gonna keep stacking Bitcoin Satoshi Sats. That is my prayer for a hopeful future that I believe will happen. I'm glad you're doing it too. Thank you for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Very interesting day in the market today. And I still am looking for, and just something that exists. There are some gold-based stable coins like BTG, I think it's called, or is it? Bitcoin Gold, I think BTG, gold-based stablecoin, very powerful. That would not be a bad trade today against Bitcoin. Actually, I wish there was a silver-backed stable coin. I have not. I found some things, but nothing is like on Binance or KuCoin or anywhere that I really. It's all nonsense. I haven't seen anything that's really good. And as a matter of fact, before we check out, let's just look at BTG versus BTC. Okay, where is Bitcoin Gold, right? BTG, right? BTG. Where can you play that? Is it on Binance? Yeah. Maybe not. Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitfinex. How's that playing today? It's Bitcoin Gold, right? BTG. Yeah, all the best. Keep stacking. It's really true, everybody. Truly. One to watch is Bitcoin Gold. Yeah, Bitcoin Gold versus BTC. This is one that's really interesting. As you can see, gold's having a powerful day. And so check that out. I mean, it's the Bitcoin Gold. I'll just mention that to you. BTG versus BTC. It's on the rise. It's doing well. This is definitely if Bitcoin continues down and gold continues up, It's kind of a little bit late for this trade right now, but maybe not. We'll see what happens. Just one to watch. Keep this in your watch list. This is definitely a way to make some sweet Bitcoin sats once in a while. And along with that, BTG versus USDT. Where can you play that? Bybit, not bad. Bybit and Gate.io. Okay, those are good exchanges. Let's look at Bybit. Bitcoin Gold versus USDT is not quite so inspiring. Anyway, guys, that's the show. It's probably kind of a long one. Like I say, keep stacking sats. Keep those positive Bitcoin Satoshi prayers, and I'll see you tomorrow.